Hello, everyone. My name is Ruby Sarate, and today I am going to talk about how different environments affect high school boys who play water polo. This topic is based on my research over the last 7 weeks, and I'm excited to share what I've learned. I focused on high school boys who play water polo, usually the ages of 14 to 18. This group is interesting because they are growing both physically and mentally. Water polo is a tough sport since it mixes swimming, teamwork, and strategy. I chose this sport because I have personal connections with it. I played club water polo, high school, and college water polo, and I am now currently a head coach at a high school. I wanted to understand how these young athletes handle challenges and how their environment helps or hurts them. And selfishly, I also wanted to pick this topic because I wanted to see how I can potentially improve as a coach and learn how to help my students out a little bit better. Um, and understand them better, maybe helping me understand them better. Now, let's start with the physical environment. The condition of the pool affects how motivated players feel. If the pool is bad, in a bad shape, it can make them less likely to want to practice. Studies show that good facilities can motivate athletes to train harder. Also, when athletes train in a place they know and feel comfortable, it helps them relax and focus better. Now let's look into social environment. Having supportive teammates and coaches really boost an athlete's motivation. When players feel like they have support, they are more likely to work hard. On the flip side, a negative environment can make players feel anxious and less confident. Um, I have now learned that it really only takes one bad apple to ruin the whole team environment. So, something that I've implemented is having a team meeting at the very beginning of season and remind these kids that we're here to have fun and learn and that we're not always going to necessarily get along and be best friends, but when we are on the pool deck, as soon as we step foot on the pool deck, we are a team, we are a family, and we're there to back each other up. And that's all I really ask for. And I think it's really helped build the team dynamic. Family culture is also important. When families support sports, kids are most likely to want to play and enjoy it. If families don't care about sports, it can make kids feel stressed and unmotivated. Since learning this, I've paid more attention to some of the kids that don't necessarily have their parents' support, and it could be for multiple reasons. Parents working, parents not really knowing about the sport. Water polo in the area that I work in is not very common or well known. So when kids come out and try it out, parents are not very interested. And that leads into my next topic that psychological factors matter a lot too. Having the right level of arousal helps players perform well. Managing stress and anxiety is key to doing well in games. And getting positive feedback from coaches can really help build a player's confidence. And the reason why I said that it leads into this, the whole family support leads into this, is because of the reason that they don't have that family support, that cheering you on aspect. I do see that it creates some anxiety of getting in the water, feeling a little bit more timid. And so, on my side, on the coach's side, I do notice that giving them more positive feedback and making them feel seen or supported is really important, just because they don't have that parent that's there cheering them on, telling them good job, and them having that extra motivation of like, my parents are here to watch, I need to do good. So I think they really do go hand in hand. Now we have different type of goals, and one of the type of goals that we learned about were outcome goals, and we gave multiple examples, and I picked the two best examples that I have written down for outcome goals. That's one short term, one long term. And for a short term goal, we can aim to win 3 out of the next 5 games. This gives the team something clear to work towards. To help achieve this, a strategy would be to add some extra practice sessions that focus on teamwork and different game situations. As for our long-term goal, qualifying for the CIF championship is a big deal. To make this happen, a strategy that I would do were to first apply a strong, solid training plan that includes practices against tougher teams. This will help prepare the athlete for high stakes competition. Um, a way that I have implemented this is, especially during our summer, we have something that's called a summer league, and I've made sure to add games against higher division teams. Uh, and at the beginning, I did notice that some of the kids were scared, and they're like, "Coach, but why would you input us in against a team that it's a lot better than us?" And I just reminded them, like, this will make you better, it will make you gain confidence. And at the end, they surely did. They were like, wow, we didn't do as bad as we thought we were going to do. And so I'm looking forward to adding more games against higher divisions in our league, so like that it can continue to build the confidence. Now we have our performance and process goals. For our short-term process goals, we want to increase the average goals scored from 6 to 8 per game. To do this, our strategy would be to have shooting drills every Tuesday and Thursday to focus on technique. For our long-term performance goal, we aim for 70% shooting accuracy. Our strategy to achieve this is by using video analysis each week to help players improve their shooting. I didn't think about this until this assignment, and I did record one practice, and after that, I did have them watch it. And I've only thought about games, not practices, and I don't know why I haven't thought about that, because it just helped them incredibly. They were actually seeing what I was telling them about. Hey, you did this incorrectly. We need you to do this. And they were actually noticing, like, oh, coach, you were right about that. Okay. So that has them thinking about that in future practices, which I really enjoyed. For process goals, we want to introduce new defensive drills 3 times a week. Having team captains lead these drills will help ensure everyone understands the techniques. And my thought process for this was that when you have only like 2 or 1 specific captain leading everything, I feel like maybe some kids get lazy. And by putting someone new as a captain to lead these drills, it just assures that they are on the top of their game, making sure they know these drills because they are leading them, and you just never know who's going to be the next one leading. Finally, we want each player to do 30 minutes of conditioning 3 times a week. Creating specific schedules will help them know what exercises they are focusing on. Now let's look at how psychology connects with theology. Psychology teaches us to help others reach their full potential, which aligns with biblical teachings about purpose and support. The verse Colossians 3:23 reminds us that whatever we do it with our whole heart. And if we are doing it for God, as if we are doing it for God. And this perspective is essential, in my opinion, especially in coaching. as it emphasizes the importance of supporting our athletes not just in sports but in their overall lives. When coaches understand these principles, they can better assist young athletes in reaching their goals, creating a supportive environment where they can thrive both in sports and in life. Um, as a coach, I really emphasize on the fact that sports are important, not only because it keeps them active, it keeps them motivated for school. Some kids work hard in school to be able to play, right? Because there's a grade point average to keep to be able to play. But I also tell them that it's a learning experience, and you learn certain things that you can take out in the real life. I'm not just preparing a good athlete, I'm preparing a good citizen, someone who's going to go out there and thrive and work hard. And so I really resonated with this portion. Now we are going into what I learned. I wanted to share some key things I learned. I realized how important mental preparation is. Just like physical training, we often overlook mental aspects, but they are crucial for success. I also learned how environmental factors impacted performance. And finally, one thing that I am very interested in to continue to learn is more about the mental training techniques. And one example of that is the visualization that can help improve focus and decision making during games. I really enjoyed this portion because after we did our dialogues, I went to practice the next day and I had all my kids lay on their backs in our yoga room. And I emphasized on how I really wanted them to take this seriously and really imagine themselves doing the things that I wanted them to imagine themselves doing and focusing on the certain technique that I wanted them to focus on. And it really worked to the point where they loved it and they asked if we can please do this the day before a match. And so I will forever be doing this. And lastly, my references. Here are the sources I used for my research. These references helped me understand the physical aspects of sport, especially in water polo. And so, thank you for listening. I really enjoyed this course. And yeah, thank you.